Okay, Common Core Algebra 2, we are going to today look at linear inequalities. We're going to break 1.6 into two parts. So today is going to be part 1, and today we're going to look at linear inequalities, how to solve them, and then how to graph that solution. Today they're going to be a little more simple. Next video we'll talk about what are called compound inequalities. So to start us off, a linear inequality is going to be similar to equation. In the sense that we're going to have a variable, maybe possibly two or more variables, and we're going to solve it the same way we solve an equation. The only difference is that instead of an equal sign, we're going to have either less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or greater than. So one of these four different symbols would be in a simple linear inequality. Like I already said, we're going to solve a linear inequality just like an equation. There's going to use inverse operations just like addition and subtraction, or multiplication and division, or one that I've said several times in other videos, we could square or square root. Those are also inverse operations. The one big piece, and this may be the most important piece you take from the video, please make sure you write this down. When you are dividing by a negative, you need to switch the symbol. And I'm going to add to that, actually, or multiplying. So anytime you divide or multiply by a negative number, you're going to switch your symbol, meaning a less than symbol would become a greater than symbol, or vice versa. And if we had a greater than or equal to symbol, then that would change to a less than or equal to symbol. Okay, so an example of how we solve a linear equation, like we said, same thing is a standard equation. So I'm sorry, solving a linear inequality. Same thing as solving a standard equation. We have a plus 15, so we're going to subtract 15 from both sides here. And that's going to end up with a negative 4x on this side. We still have less than or equal to because subtraction doesn't change the symbol. 7 minus 15 is going to give us a negative 8. Okay, again, this negative sign doesn't change the symbol. But now in order to get rid of this, or to get x by itself, we need to now divide by a negative 4. So here, since we are dividing by a negative number, we're going to switch that symbol from a less than symbol to a greater than symbol, and this is going to give us a positive 2. Now, I only did an example with a negative here, but you need to remember, if this is not a negative number that we're dividing by, this symbol does not change, even if this is a negative number. Your answer can be negative. It is all contingent or dependent upon what you divide by. So we'd get x is greater than or equal to 2 in this case. So to graph a solution of a linear equality, so like we just solved, we would now take that solution and graph it, and we're going to start by drawing a number line, and we're going to need to put appropriate numbers on there. 0 is usually a good one to start with, but not always necessarily applicable. Suppose you're working with 100, we'd start with something around 100. And we're going to choose an open circle or a closed circle. So here, this is another really important piece from today's video. We're going to do an open circle if it's greater than or if it's less than, and we're going to do a closed circle if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So the big thing with your closed circle, it's got the two dashes underneath. Open circle, it does not have the or equal to piece with it. Okay, and then you're going to shade the correct side, meaning if it's less than, you shade to the left, depending on where your x is. If it's greater than, we're going to shade to the right of our values. So we already solved this. We subtracted 15, then we divided by negative 4. That told us to switch our symbol, and so we got x is greater than or equal to 2. So I'm going to start. I need to put a number line there. So we're going to draw a line with arrows on both sides, put a bunch of dashes. This is probably even more than you need. I am then going to start by putting 0, and I could say negative 1, negative 2. The other direction I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's enough since I'm just trying to do 2. Okay, because we have the greater than or equal to, and more importantly that equal to piece, I'm going to put a closed circle. So I'm making sure that I fill in that circle nice and solid so there's no confusion. And then x is greater than 2. Well, numbers that are greater than 2 are to the right of 2. So I'm going to shade this way. And that would be the graph of this solution. X is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so two big pieces today. We solve a linear inequality. We solve a linear inequality. Same way we do a linear equation, by using inverse operations. Big thing there is if we divide by a negative number, we have to flip our symbol around, and then graphing the solution. Remember, open circle, there is no equal to piece. Closed circle, there is an equal to piece. All right, see you next time.